So, if you couldn't tell by the fact that I've made like 9 videos and like 30 plus hours of footage for Look Outside, I really love Look Outside. It's probably one of the best games I played in like the last. It probably is the best game I played in like the last 5 years or so. Um, so I had an idea for this video when I was at work. My idea was to take all the cursed characters in the game and sort them in different categories based on how well off they got after becoming cursed. So, yeah, there's obviously Cursed Lottery is people who got like the best. There's two characters who refer to Cursed Lottery as like a thing, saying like basically they like lucked out with it. There's Way Better Off. I don't know honestly how many characters there are that fall into that category, but in some cases there might be someone who's kind of better after their mutation. Descent means they're pretty much. I guess Descent is only slightly better than Pretty Unchanged. Yeah, Pretty Unchanged would mean like they're basically the same as they were before. Oh Noah is bad. Agony is like very bad, and then there's a few that fall into Fate worse than Death. I might have to change these tiers because, to be honest, I don't know if there's going to be very many in these two categories. But I just thought it'd be fun, and this also gives me an excuse to yap about Look Outside for however long. So I think there's like 100 images I have here. It's not every character in the game, obviously. What I mostly did is like, I have like one character for all the rats. I have like one character for all the sewer enemies. I have like one character for all the ice enemies. The reason why is because like, a lot of the normal enemies don't really have much backstory to them, so because of that you don't really like get much from them. So that's why I broke them into rough categories like that. So first off, I have Sam, actually. Sam has... There's technically more than 3, but some of them are covered with other ones. So Sam has like 3 main cursed versions that I could think of. The first is the denial ending, where Sam refuses to look at the visitor's true form. That's like one of my favorite parts of the game, where it like shows... actually, that's the bad ending. That's the truth ending, where you look at the thing and it keeps expanding over and over. Like, that's one of the coolest scenes, in my opinion. But yeah, I think the denial ending is the best ending because I think it's fitting. It's basically the same as like the promise ending, except I think it's more fitting because Sam's the one who becomes cursed, and I think that's like fitting considering like every other character is. Anyways, that's Cursed Lottery because obviously he becomes something that's so powerful that it basically like saves the world and brings a utopia. The other one is he has the same form during the like truth ending where he kills everyone, but that's like basically the same because he wanted to kill everyone in that ending. Like he didn't have a mind anymore, and that ending is also kind of similar to like the Unity ending too, where he just like kills everyone, except there it's even worse because like everyone gets absorbed by the visitor, so it's like there never even was an Earth. Which that ending I really like that's the canon explanation for why people become cursed, is because having like the full visitor look at them where they're like all made of visitor matter, even just like the visitor looking at them causes them to like mix with everything else. I think that's a really cool explanation. And then Sybil saying like, we need to trick the visitor into thinking we're something separate. That's the only way we can survive. And that's why they were so desperate to get like the works of art, is because they have to depict the visitor as something different from them, just so the visitor is tricked into thinking it's not them. Like, that's such a cool idea. Anyways, yeah, Cursed Lottery, that one's pretty good. This is the exact opposite. That's fate worse than death. That's what happens if you get eaten by Cinnamon or Cinnamon, and basically every person becomes part of it and is stuck in agony forever and can't die. And they keep screaming because they know Cinnamon will never die, and that's like the end of the world. That one's pretty bad, obviously. That is like probably the worst fate out of every ending in the game. Like, most of the endings aren't very good, but that's like probably the worst one. This one also, like, Sam kind of freaked out when he looked like this in the mirror. This is the failed ritual. Or is it flawed? I think flawed ritual, because failed ritual is like a really anticlimactic ending. You just die. But in flawed ritual, you become cursed. Honestly, like, that's like not very good. Like, obviously, like, I can zoom in. Obviously, like, you don't want to look like that, but like, all of his other friends are cursed already, and there's like, that's, you know, that is pretty bad, actually. Like, I don't know how you come back from that. But like, his mind is still intact. Like, when he's like covering his eyes and being like, this isn't happening, I can save myself. He's, like, still very articulate, so, like, I would put it in oh no, honestly. Like, it's not the best, but, oh, I forgot. I was gonna change it. This wasn't gonna be oh no, it was gonna be ow. It was gonna be the name of the tier. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna say pretty unchanged is Descent. Oops. Now the color's messed up. Alright, well, the color's gonna be messed up the rest of the video. This is gonna be actually pretty unchanged, because I don't think there's any that are Descent. Oh, it's so annoying. The color's messed up, whatever. Pretty unchanged. This one's gonna be, this one will be oh no, which is like, okay, or it's like bad, and then ow's even worse. I'll say, big ow. Okay. So, I would say this is big ow, because it's bad, but it's not, it's like not agony. Like, he's not in pain, he's just kind of like creepy looking. So because of that, it's not the worst. Audrey, oh yeah, I was gonna talk about the dream I had last night. I had a dream about Look Outside, and that was what like got me thinking about the game again. So I can talk about it later, but Audrey was part of it in the game. So first off, you can't really tell from the picture, but Audrey's like a vending machine. She was like getting a soda can, and then like when the visitor appeared, she like got sucked into it and like merged with it. So she's honestly pretty okay. She's obviously not pretty unchanged, but she's not bad because she's healthy. She's still like articulate. She's like very empathetic still. So it's not ideal, but she's like still herself. Yeah, as part of that, she mentions having pets. And in my dream, I was like, I always have dreams where I'm simultaneously the character in it, but also like playing it. So that's always where it is. It's at the start, I'm the character, and then like midway through, it switches to me playing the game, controlling them. So I was Sam, and Audrey was like talking about how she had a dog, or 2 dogs and a cat in her apartment. So it was me and Lee, which I kept calling her Lay. Like the entire time in my head I was calling her Lay, but I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Lee. We went up to floor 19, which isn't a thing in the game. And it was really creepy, and you had to take like this really messy elevator ride. And that somehow led to me finding like this like militia group. And I remember I was calling Lee on the phone, and I was like, first off, her name was like Vi for some reason, and I was typing in Lee on my phone, and it wasn't coming up for some reason. So I guess she like changed her name without telling me, and also changed her contact on my phone. But anyways, I was like trying to call her, and then when I was talking to the militia group, I was like talking out loud to give context to Lee because she was listening on the phone. So I was like, oh, so you 5 people are telling me that you're part of a militia group and you're here in the apartment? Like I was like talking so Lee on the phone could tell what was happening, but she didn't really pick up on that, and she kept saying stuff like, what? I can't hear you. What are you talking about? Stuff like that. Anyways, yeah, Lee was like really like normal in that dream. Like I think in game she's like way more unhinged, but I thought it was just a funny dream. There's like more details about who the militia group were. I think they were cursed, but it's not important. I just thought it was funny that I guess I was happy that there was more to the game where I could go to floor 19 and find Audrey's pets. I was like happy there was more content. Which if I really want to play the game, I didn't do Glitch World, I didn't do the pit, I didn't do floor 4, I didn't do mask ending, I didn't fight a ton of the bosses, so there's still a lot of content left in the game that I didn't do. Anyways, actually, Wilhelmina shouldn't be on here. She's not really cursed, to be honest, so I'm actually going to put her at the back. But she's a cool boss. She's, like, very glitched. When I played it, like, first off, she's really easy, because I beat her with, like, the C team, not even the, like, B-Ray team. And as soon as I beat her, then you could just fight her a second time. And I didn't even get the weapon you're supposed to get for beating her, so it's kind of glitched. But yeah, she's not cursed. She's, like, something else. I think I put her on here by accident. This is, I think, called Spine Taker, and I think this is Aurelius. I don't really know much about these bosses because they're only if you give the strange offerings, which are part of the mask ending, so I haven't fought any of them. But like, honestly, if you look like this, I don't think you can come back from that form. The people who like were on the roof like got really mutated because I think they were, I guess, like closer to the visitor. I don't really know. But yeah, that's pretty bad. Like, you can't come back from that, and like, you can't even really talk to them. Baby Teeth. Maybe this is exaggeration, but Baby Teeth I think is like the worst monster in the game in terms of like story and how sad it is. Because like, she was just like a little baby, and then like the visitor looked in the window and she didn't even know what she was seeing, and then she turned into that, and like it's just sad. Like, I mean, it's good, it's effective, and the fact that you can go to the Tooth apartment on day 2, meaning like probably like 10 minutes into the game, is really effective too, because like it's probably the most messed up part of the game. But yeah, it's just really sad that like this baby who's like not even like aware of its surroundings yet turns into like this thing and accidentally affects its whole family because it's in pain. And then like if you don't like, and then if you like fight it later and it's even worse. Yeah, the thing with the Tooth family is like the 5 of them all have like way worse designs if you choose to not fight them. So it's like arguably it's better to fight them earlier on because it's like more like, what's the word, more moral to like kill them when they're like the least mutated. But yeah, for like baby Teeth, I'd say that's like a fate worse than death just because it's like a baby. What's his name? I think Benjamin. I think it's his name, Ben. This is the how many? Yeah, there are 3 kids. This is the middle kid. So the thing with a lot of kids is they're unchanged. That's like actually a trend, is all the kids who get infected by the visitor look really bad, but they like still have their mind. So he's kind of like that. I wouldn't say he's pretty unchanged, because like obviously he doesn't look good, but like I'll say oh no, because while he's okay, like he was about to die anyways, and he does die after you play with him. So yeah, and then like he becomes something way worse after. If I edit this video, I'll put up images showing how bad it gets. But yeah, he becomes like this big tree thing at the end made of gums and teeth. It's spooky. Yeah, but while his mind's okay, he's like not coming back from that. But not as bad as these guys, I would say. Okay, this character I've never seen. This is Dan's mom. I had really bad luck with door encounters in both of my playthroughs that I recorded. Like, I had the chance to get Dan once, and I like said no because his name was Creep, so I thought he was gonna attack me. I've only got Helen and Sophie and Morton like at the end of my playthrough, where I was like just stalling and playing games to do other stuff. And I've never seen Zarya and Monty. I've only seen like the Limb Taker, who's somewhere else in the list. But yeah, apparently there's a quest where you can go to Dan's apartment and fight his mom. So I would say, I mean, she looks pretty bad. I don't really know much about her, but like, that's pretty bad. I'm gonna say, I don't think she's in pain or anything though. I'm just gonna say Big Al. I think what happens is you try to leave and she like gets mad at you for trying to leave. I think she's like abusive or like overprotective to Dan, so I'd put her there because of that. Yeah, I really want to get like Dan and Helen and what's his name, Morton especially. I really like Morton because of the crossword stuff, but I would kill to have those guys appear at the start of a playthrough instead of like the last 5th of my playthrough, because I really like them all, how they seem. This is 100 Maws. This is Barrel's thing. It's kind of the same as Spine Taker or whatever its name is. It just becomes this like monster. It doesn't have like any. I don't know if they are do have their rationality or not. Because I read something that said like they don't attack you. They only attack you if you give them the strange offerings, because they thought it was like you deliberately sabotaging them so they would become cursed. Whereas like if you give them the wrong item, they see it as an accident. I don't know if that's true at all. But, yeah, it's just the same thing, where, like, huge monster that wants to attack you. This is the Boiler Beast, I think. I put all the bosses on here, but to be honest, a lot of the bosses we don't really know anything about. They kind of just, like, attack you. Yeah. So, because of that, there's not really much to go off of with this one. I'm gonna say... I'll just put Big Al. Big Al's where I'll put all the really, like, complicated designs, where it's just, like, monsters that attack you and have, like, no mind left. I guess the reason why a lot of enemies attack you is because you go crazy, too, and you become cursed, usually, but not all of them do. Bright Fred. Okay, so, even though only one of the Freds is real, I really like the Freds part. Like, that was when there's, like, 4 probably distinct parts when I was playing the game where I was like, this game is great. One of them was the Fred part. because it made me think of Eve. And the idea of just all of them like pitting them against each other is really cool. So I really liked the gallery, the art studio. I really liked the Warzone part, which I think might be controversial, but that was like, because it's weird and surreal and like unexplained, I really liked it because of that. Like that was the part where it's like, this is a really good game. Then I really like the mycelium place, the mushroom zone. And I really like the underwater apartment. Like those are the 4 parts of the game where it's like, this is a really good game. This is really unique. Bright Fred's honestly like way better off. Like for one, he's a painting, but like he's like pretty rational. Like I think he's the most forgettable Fred out of them all. But like he seems pretty rational. He just says like he wants to help you and like is trying to heal you. So, and I think he's like the only one. A lot of them don't attack you unless a lot of them don't attack unprompted. But he's like, yeah. Even though I find him kind of forgettable, he's like way better off. Okay, so this is just representing all the enemies during Blackout. They're pretty boring, to be honest. I'm gonna say, like, unchanged. I find all the Blackout enemies kind of boring. They're either just, like, crickets with wires stuck in them, or, like, corpses with wires stuck in them. We don't really know much about them. I'm just gonna say pretty unchanged, because, like, if it was a cricket, like, this already doesn't have much going on. I don't know this guy's name, but this is referring to those, like, 3 guys playing poker. I'm gonna say pretty unchanged too, because there's kind of 2 sets of curse. There's like the curse that look like this, where it's like, oh, a guy that turned into a rat, guy that grew another head, guy that became like a spider thing. But then you have curse that are like, guy that completely changed its body and grew teeth everywhere and lost eyes, and like there's like kind of 2 sides of like what curse becomes. So there's like the ones in Mutts and the ones in the basement, or like in the 2 camps, are like the ones that are pretty well off. So yeah, I don't remember what this guy's name is, but there's 3 of them, and they are like pretty much unchanged. Centifingers. Okay, I read on the wiki that apparently this guy is like has something going on where it's like he like pleads with you, or he's like begging for you not to kill him or something. But I looked at my footage, like he does not talk at all. He like makes like this moaning sound when you fight him, but like he's still attacking you, so it's like, I don't know, I'll say oh no, I guess. I like the design too, but like honestly it's not that tough of an enemy considering how big it is. But yeah, it doesn't have much going on. What I should have put though, that human centipede thing in the basement that's completely explained, that thing is creepy. Like, I think honestly, I hope they don't explain it, like they don't make it so you can talk to it and don't give a quest, because it's really creepy, honestly. The way it's just quiet and there's like 100 guys stuck together, and like the fact that it's not acknowledged is what makes it creepy to me. So that guy, if that guy was here, that'd be like agony, because that guy is like rough. Okay, this one is also pretty bad. This is probably like one of the grossest ones to me, is Charlie, who gets like stung by a wasp and starts growing hives in his like eye and his hand, and like this is like the first image, but he has like 4 forms after, and I'll put a picture up of what the last one looks like, but like it's pretty gross. Like that's like triphobia or whatever it's called, like the whole fear thing. Yeah, this guy, he said also he was like trying to avoid getting infected. Like he like purposely stayed away from windows, but then like a bug came and stung him anyways, so like it wasn't even his fault. So yeah, that one's pretty bad. Like, I forgot to kill him in my video, but I think killing him is the moral thing to do, to put him out of his misery. Okay, here's Cinnamon. So here's my take. So Cinnamon is like a guinea pig. So I would honestly say they're way better off, because I think Cinnamon like just is a normal guinea pig. Like it just like wants to eat and chew on stuff. And that's what it says in the, not Eternal Fate, I don't remember, I think it's just called Xenomorph, the ending where like it becomes the entire planet. In that one it says like, you ran out of stuff to chew on, you feel a little lonely. So it's kind of just like, it has a normal guinea pig mind still. So because of that, I would say honestly they're better off, because when they become cursed, they just became like bigger and like more powerful, and they could like chew on stuff. And honestly, if you're counting like the Eternal Fate ending, then they won the cursed lottery. So honestly, I'll put them there. For a guinea pig, that's like pretty good. I don't know how a guinea pig actually got so powerful too. Maybe it's because like the visitor looked directly at it, and because it's not like smart enough to retain any sapience, it just completely becomes this huge cursed thing. So yeah, honestly, you'd say they won the cursed lottery. She did like pretty well. Okay, here's Clint. Here's the Tooth Dad. So he has his entire arm has the teeth, and like it becomes a mouth later, and it goes like worse and worse. But he's I'd say Big Al, because his mind is like completely gone when you find him. But it's also kind of sad because like he says he tried to leave to get help for his daughter, but he like literally only got like 1 foot out the door before he got stuck and like just kind of started walking around the hall looking for people. So like his mind's completely gone. Yeah, it's like definitely worse than what's his name? Ben. But I'd say better than Hive Man, because he at least like, I don't know, it's pretty sad still though. Like the entire Tooth family thing's really sad. But yeah, I would put him in Big Al. Here's Colonel Squeakums. Colonel Squeakums is way better off. Because I'm pretty sure he's just a normal... Honestly, all the rats are way better off, because like any animal that became like sentient is way better off as far as I'm concerned. So, and Colonel Squeakums doesn't even look mutated in any way. He's like still like just looks like a normal rat pretty much. So yeah, he's way better off, I would say. Okay, here's Cop Car. Cop Car, I mean, it's a boss, so there's not really much going on with it. Like, we don't really have any lore for it. I would say... well, you know what? I'd say it's pretty unchanged, because, like... I don't know. I mean, like, all the dogs are stuck in the car, and the guy's stuck in the car, but, like... I don't know. I just get the vibe that, like... he wouldn't have been much help during the, like... He wouldn't have been much help during the 15 days. There's not really a name for like what the 15 days are called. Like, it's not like the apocalypse. It doesn't have a name for what the like time period of the game. But, like, during the visitor's visit, I feel like he wouldn't have been much help even if he wasn't in his car, you know? Like, I'm just gonna say, like, he's pretty unchanged. Okay, maybe I'll say Oh Noah. That's probably more fair. This is Crawling Hand, I think his name is. When I get to Crawler, I'll talk about it. I wanted to make a video about, like, the bosses I found the scariest. Maybe I'll do that at the end. But, because I have a thing to talk about with Crawler that I think is interesting. But, Crawling Hand, besides him being on fire all the time, there's not really much we know about this guy. I'm gonna say, Oh Noah. It's like, I don't know. We don't know much about him. He doesn't talk. All he does is crawl back and forth. That's really all I'd say with him. Spine. Okay, so Spine kind of relates to Stargazer, so I'll talk more about Stargazer when I get there. But, Spine, I think, is pretty happy in this form. So, from what I remember. But my thing is, one of the characters mentions that 23 minutes in where they live is 1 minute in the real world, and to me that sounds like agony. Just like being stuck in this place where everyone else around you moves like 23 times slower than you do. I would hate that. I would want to die. Like, one of them says, like, how can you spend so much time sleeping? There's so much to do. And if you think about it, they're like literally watching Sam sleep for like 8 days in a row almost. So, like, anyways, I would say the thing is that Spine's pretty happy in this form. Like, I'm gonna say pretty unchanged, actually, because she wants Sam to be, like, unraveled like her. And she's, like, pretty happy in that form. So, also, like, the fact that she can, like, follow you out of Meat World, well, she says, like, it's too bright for her, and she wants to stay there. But, like, she could leave the apartment, it sounds like, if she wanted to. I don't really know. That entire part, though, was one of my favorite. That was another moment when I was playing the game. It's like, this is a really great game. That moment when you enter the empty apartment and then you see Spine and you realize that's the person who's like been like touching you and like calling to you in the apartment the entire time. Like, that part was like, that realization was so cool to me. I'm pretty sure I killed her in the first time. Like, apparently you can befriend her, and I've never done that, but if you keep talking to her, you can like get her to like talk to you, which is nice. So anyways, though, I'd say pretty unchanged because she seems pretty happy actually being like that. Actually, I'd say way better off, because, like, I think I want to fill more people in that tier. She, like, seems like okay there, and she's like willing to like wants to like make you like her. So okay, here's Dan. So Dan's normally a human, but he has a chance to be cursed if he comes to your door. I don't really know, to be honest. Like, I think he says he wants your bone marrow, so I don't know if that, like, I'm gonna say, oh no. I mean, he's like, doesn't have his mind anymore, but like, there's no coming back from that. And I think, like, yeah, he's not really in pain or anything, he's kind of just crazy. I really want Dan, though. It seems like he has like a mechanic where you can get like viewers for a stream. Like, that seems really cool, so I want to try to get him sometime. I don't really get what Daryl's deal is, to be honest. He's like, I think a normal kid, but he's like this huge centipede. He does attack you, though, so I'm gonna say pretty unchanged, because he seems pretty happy being like that. Also, I don't really know. I don't have anything to say about Daryl, too. David, he's pretty actually, oh no, because David knows. He says it's not ideal that he looks like that, and he's like worried about scaring his kids. Which I have to say, being the teacher and chaperone of a bunch of like special needs kids during a time like that's like gotta be like the worst possible timing for like the bus to crash is during all the visitors around. But yeah. Also, it says he immediately like was able to make a web, so he definitely had like control over his abilities once he became cursed. So it's not ideal for him, obviously, but like. Honestly, I'd say pretty unchanged. Well, okay, I'm gonna say way better off actually, because if he hadn't become cursed, he wouldn't have been able to save the bus. So like, at a time like that, it actually is better for him to be a giant spider, because it means he can like protect the kids better, right? That's my take. Also, I watched like a live stream where I guess it was old, but it was where Frankie's Smile Show or whatever his name was drawing this spider like pixel by pixel, and that's like insane to me. The fact that it's all like it's all pixel art done like that is crazy. Here's Memorial. He's one of the guys during the like war part. He says himself actually that he's pretty unchanged. He says he used to be like a cashier at a hardware store, and he says being stuck in the war zone is about on par with his old job, I think. So because of that, I'm gonna put him there. But I can talk about the Warzone part now. I really like the aspect that time is like weird in there, and they say they've been there for like years, and they don't even know what they're fighting for anymore. They're just like fighting each other non-stop. I really like that idea a lot. That it's just this like weird surreal part where you're taken into like a war. I really like the passengers too. They're like probably my like favorite group of enemies just because of how many different designs they have. It's like you have like tooth theme, and you have like. Okay, none of these other paint themed and pipe themed and ice themed and plant themed and rat themed and flesh themed. But then like you just have an entire set of enemies that are just based on hands and fingers and arms. Like it's a lot of designs considering how like basic of an idea that is. Anyways, Morton, I really like Morton. He's way better off, because I'm pretty sure he's just a normal praying mantis that, like, he likes collecting junk, he says. I don't know if that has anything to do with mantises, but, like, the fact that he's, like, you know, like, talking and huge and, like, can collect junk like he likes, like, that's, like, pretty good for him, honestly. Like, it's way better than his old life would have been when he's just, like, an insect. I really like Morin, though. I like, how he starts every sentence with, eh. And I like how he's good at the crosswords, and I like how he can, like, use bandages and stuff in battle. I think that's a cool idea. Roaches is actually one of my favorite characters. I picked the image where there's two of them, because even though getting them to split into two, like, halves all their stats, I really like the idea of having, like, just two separate roaches from the rest of the game, and also the fact they can do two moves in battle is really cool. It's the same thing as Morin, where they're just normal roaches, and then they became like sapient once they saw the visitor or whatever, and they can make like a hive mind. So like, that's pretty good for them. It's like the same thing as Morin, where they're way better off. This is just representing all the underwater enemies. There's not really much going on. I'm gonna say like, oh Noah. I mean, like, obviously this guy's not this guy's not very happy to be part of a fish. But, like, we don't really know anything about all those underwater enemies. Like, I don't even know if all of them are supposed to be, like, people or not. Like, some of the enemies at a certain points, like, all the taxidermy enemies, I can't even tell if they're, like, people or if they're just, like, objects brought to life. So, like, it's just a chance that, like, these are all of, like, Summer's fishes that came to life. But I don't know, I'll put them in Oh Noah. There's not really much to go off of. Okay, here's Aster. I picked his face icon when he becomes the Dream Taker. Or is it the Dream Eater? I think it's the Dream Eater. I really like Aster as a character. I would put him... Actually, I put the Chaos Quartet and the Exalted Four on here separately, so I guess I'll get to them later. But, I would say... It's honestly the same thing as these guys. Like, he kind of retains his sanity, because apparently he can come and help you fight Shadow, which is pretty cool, if you brought him with you in your party. But, I would put him a bit above, just because he seems more sapient than the others, like he seemed to retain himself. I like Aster a lot, though. I like how he, like, they kind of just treat him as, like, a stereotypical nerd. Like, his moves are, it's like, doing a boring lecture, doing a pep talk, or, like, not doing a pep talk, doing a meeting to discuss what the strategy is, pretending to be, like, saying, like, don't break my glasses, like, he just has a bunch of, like, generic nerd abilities. But it works. It's like he's the only one of the astronomers that actually does anything to help you, so it's appreciated. The others kind of just stand in place and wait for you to give them stuff. Okay, here's Drowning. Actually, Drowning is not really cursed. I don't know why I put it on here. Maybe it was just so I could talk about how the fact that it's like, I accidentally killed Drowning in my video. I don't even know how I did that. Like, I think it has like 3,000 health, but like, I killed it I was trying to die to Drowning to get the achievement, and I beat it by accident. It was like, I couldn't believe it. I'm gonna put them down here, because they're not really cursed, though. They're like a weird supernatural thing. Really cool design, though. I really like it. I cannot remember what this thing's called. This is the thing that's sucking on, like, the power during the power outage. We, like, know, like, nothing about this thing. I'm gonna say it. I don't even know what it's supposed to be. I'm just gonna put it in pretty unchanged. I don't even know if it's, like, a person, or it's, like, a worm, or, like, what it is. Here's Elevator Thing. I thought his name was Elevator Freak, but apparently it's Elevator Thing. So, I don't really know this guy. Like, the only thing they say is they went to floor 4 and want to go back. Apparently floor 4 has a train, which is cool. I want to see that. I really need to play that. I'm gonna say... I don't know, it's like the same thing as the other characters where they're just crazy and want to attack you because of that, so I'm gonna put them here in Oh Noah. Like, they're talking, but like they don't have their sapience anymore. They're like crazy, so I put them there. There's Emmanuel, however you say it, Emmanuel. They're pretty unchanged. I think he's like the only passenger besides like the war guys who won't attack you. So because of that, he's like not that bad off. He just wants his cassette tapes back. There's a Scared Fred, I think. Is it Scared Fred? I don't remember his name. Let's see. Well, I put him in way better off. But, like, this guy's not very good. He's just, like, scared all the time. So he's, like, not really. I don't know. I don't know where to put these guys, because they're all pain. I guess I should put them here, because, like, they wouldn't have existed if it wasn't for the Visitor. So I'm gonna put them in way better off, because, like, they wouldn't have existed otherwise, because they're just, like, paintings that came to life. This picture's not very good, but that's Eugene. I think I was thinking about him because he can become infected by Nestor, so I guess that kind of counts as Nestor. But, I would say it's pretty bad, actually, because, I think Nestor says that Eugene's still alive. He's kind of just, like, sitting on him and, like, controlling him, so it's, like, obviously not ideal. And also Eugene's, like, it's really funny that if you kill Eugene and go into his apartment, you, like, think it's creepy because there's mannequins and there's no music, but then, like, you find a note saying, like, oh, thank you, Eugene, for saving me from that car accident, and thank you and if you hadn't donated all your life savings to save that school from closing, like, I don't know what those, like, little children would have done, blah, blah, blah. They just basically try to make you feel as bad as possible for killing him. It's, like, really funny, actually. So yeah, because of that, the fact that he's a nice guy, I guess I'll put him there, just because the idea that he's, like, just this other person's head is like and a bunch of worms are taking over his body. It's kind of creepy, I guess. Here's the Exalted Four. So that would be the Cursed Lottery, but like they're kind of crazy. But like, I don't know. I would put them there still because while they're crazy, I've kind of been doing Cursed Lottery where it's like, how good is it for them, not how good is it for the greater good. So for them, they're like the most powerful thing ever created. So it's good for them. I do like the Exalted Four, even though the fight's kind of easy, but I like the theme that plays during it, because it's like the only time where you actually feel like empowered, like the only time where it's like you can, every other fight, it's like, the music kind of makes it feel like you're like about to die, and like you're about, you know, like you're barely gonna win, but that one actually feels like you're like equally matched with them. However, the team I fought this guy with, the like Lee Roach's Lyle combo, like that team was like super overpowered. Like we were like never gonna die to them. I really need to play Cursed mode actually, because for one, there's a lot of new content, like new enemies and stuff, and two, the game would actually be like kind of difficult then. Here's Phase Taker. It's kind of the same as the others, where it's paint, so they wouldn't have like existed if it wasn't for that. I really like the idea though that like the first Frederick you find isn't the real one, but because they all share memories, like he thinks he's the one who painted the others. That was pretty cool, I thought. Also, I can't believe how much content I missed the first time I played the game. Like, I mean, just even looking at this, I didn't fight this one. I didn't fight this one. I didn't fight this one. I didn't get this one. I didn't fight this one. I didn't get that one. I didn't go in here. I didn't recruit him. I didn't find him. I didn't fight a lot of the Freds. I didn't there was so much content. I didn't do this quest. I didn't find him. I didn't find them. I didn't fight that. Like, I missed so much content the first time I played the game. Which is good, honestly. Like, I meant there's so much to do when I played it again. And the fact I only had Papino, or Pepino, however you say it, for the entire game was, like, so painful. I, like, couldn't do anything. Here's the Chaos Quartet. So, that's, like, basically the same as the Exalted Four. But I would say oh no, honestly, because, like, they're, like, not themselves. Like, they don't have their... I'd say Big Ow, actually, because they don't have their minds. They're crazy. They're also all stuck as one person, so it's, like, not ideal. There's Wrigley, or not Wrigley Fred Who Bites. Like I said, the others were way better off, but this guy's not way better off. This guy is, like, in pain. I'm gonna say... I'd put it there, honestly. And I guess if I'm being fair, then I'd put him, like... Oh no, just because, like, him being brought to life's bad for him. But yeah, Fred Who Bites, well, first off, he's, like, nice, but he keeps biting people. And if Fred Who Bites tries to not bite, he just bites you anyways, because he fails. So, like, that's not ideal. So, I would put him there because of that. I think, like, yeah, he just isn't one of the, like, nicer Freds, but can't help the fact that he, like, wants to bite, I guess. He has a lot of cool designs, though, the way he keeps, like, twisting and, like, changing forms. There's normal Frederick. I'd say pretty unchanged, because, like, visually, he's, like, pretty much the same, he just got extra hands. But, and besides his face getting taken for a little bit, like, he's pretty unchanged. And actually, he got, like, the ability to, like, paint stuff and bring them to life, so, like, that's pretty good, honestly. It's, like, a pretty good ability. I'd say pretty unchanged, though, because the fact that, like, all the Freds came to life and started, like, fighting him, or, like, fighting each other isn't ideal, so I'd put him there. The boiler, I don't know if this thing's supposed to be alive or not, like, because it's obviously, I think it's just a normal boiler that came to life. But, you know, it's kind of like the other bosses, it doesn't really have, like, I'm gonna say pretty unchanged, like, because the boiler's not sentient to start with, but, like, all it wants to do is fight you. It doesn't talk, it doesn't have much going on, so it's a cool fight, but, it's not really a character, you know, it's just, like, a super boss. I think this is the Ticks, or Tickle the Tick in general. They're way better off. It's the same thing as the other bugs, where, like, they became sentient when the visitor showed up. And, yeah, that's really all I have to say about them. This is Garbage Worm. as much as I love Worm Dance, like Garbage Worm I always found kind of disturbing, the way like Gaston gets eaten and then immediately gets assimilated into being a tongue. And that's not even like, there's like an image after this which shows like all the teeth inside. I would say, first off, Garbage Worm like annoys me. It's like, is this just like, where'd this worm come from? It's like most of the enemies in the game are people, or at least you can build like are mutated from people. But like this thing, I have no idea where it came from. It's just this like massive worm that showed up out of nowhere and is like fighting people. I would say Agony, just because I find that like part kind of creepy. The way like gets eaten and then immediately assimilates and becomes a tongue, and, like splits in half with a bunch of teeth. Like I think it's creepy. Here's Godhead Fred. Well, by definition, they're pretty unchanged because it's all an act, apparently. Like, apparently if you talk to them, they, like, admit that they're not actually powerful and, like, will pay you to kill the other Freds. So, like, I feel like pretty unchanged is the only category that makes sense because of that. It's a cool design, though. This is all the passengers in general. It's the same thing as the other enemies, where, like, they just want to attack you. So I'm gonna say, oh no, because, like, obviously turning into this isn't ideal. Like, if I turned into that, I'd probably, like, want to fight people, too. This is, Martin, I think his name is. It's Lee's boyfriend. And he turned into a giant grasshopper, so I was like, that's not ideal. I'm gonna put him in oh no. Also, I think he's, like, hostile, so he doesn't have his mind. Okay, I said I'd talk about Crawler, or whatever his name is. So I read a theory that said, when you find Crawler, he says something like, you can't get off, stay on the bus or something. So I read something that said, and also, the bus drives around for multiple days. Like, the bus crashes as soon as you enter the lobby area, but like, that implies that this guy was driving the bus around for multiple days, because like, you can't reach the bottom floor until like a few days in. And that implies that this bus driver was driving around the city in the middle of like the apocalypse with like chaos going on. He was driving the bus around that whole time, keeping like, there's like so many passengers, and so every single guy that is in that war zone was on that bus. Every single passenger was on that bus. There's like 100 people. All 100 people are on that bus, and he was like constant. They said like, I don't remember who it is. I think it's Emmanuel or something, or someone says like, there's a guy who came on the bus. He exploded in a bunch of hands, and the hands started like attacking people, and they became cursed. And they say the entire time the bus driver had like this steely grip and was like driving the bus the entire time. So what I kind of like thinking is that he was still sentient, and he was like, I need to keep these people on the bus. I need to keep driving it around to prevent like them from getting out and attacking people. And the thing I read said that like he crashed into the building as a last-ditch effort to kill himself and everyone on the bus. But like obviously it didn't work because they all like got out and started attacking people on the ground floor. So in that, and then like obviously I guess he would have lost his mind right after because he attacked you. So obviously that's all like headcanon. But I really like the idea that this guy, this one bus driver, is like so committed to like keeping people safe by trying to keep the passengers contained, and that he wasn't able to in the end. It's kind of sad. But again, that's all speculation. Also, I had like a vivid, like, when I first played the game, because I played it too much, my like brain was too hyperactive, and I kept thinking of the game when I was trying to sleep. So I kept picturing this, like, the crawling hand guy, like, walking back and forth in my head, like how he does in the game. And it was, like, making me, like, have trouble sleeping, I guess, because it's, like, the only thing I could visualize is the crawling hand guy, the Crawler, walking back and forth. Actually, I think he's Crawling Hand, and that's Crawler, actually. Yeah, really cool design, though. I would say it's the same thing, though, where it's like, oh, Noah. Because, like, he, you know, he's hostile, he attacks you. But I just like that headcanon thing where he was, like, trying to save people. I think her name's Harriet. This is Sophie's mom. So she's, like, the same thing as other people, where she can be normal or she can be cursed. If she's cursed, it's like, oh, Noah, you know, she just loses her mind and, like, wants to, like, kill her daughter. I don't know. It is kind of funny if you kill Harriet with Sophie on your team. Sophie will, like, still just, like, be like, I want to see my mom, where's my mom? Stuff like that. Like, it doesn't change the dialogue at all. But, like, you know, it'd be kind of upsetting if you, like, if she, like, kills her mom and then, like, responds to it. So, probably a good idea if she doesn't. Hellcar, or Hellride, I think it's called. Honestly, I was kind of like let down by this fight. Considering it's a super boss, it's like really easy. But it's a cool idea though, where it's like this actual car from hell showed up and somehow got there. The other thing I read is like a car from hell managed to get to the Earth, but unfortunately, it was the time the visitor was there, so it mutated as well. I mean, the car is pretty happy, honestly. Like, I'd say it's way better off, honestly, because like it doesn't. It's, you know, if you're a car going to hell and you can like lick people and like eat them and force them to come with you, like that's honestly way better off if that's like your job is to transport people to hell. So yeah, I would say that. There's Helen. I don't really know much about her because I've only gotten her at like the end of the game. I know her face is messed up though, like she has like teeth and like multiple eyes, so she wears the mask because of that. I'm gonna say pretty unchanged though. Like you can definitely live with that. And her mind's okay, so like there's way worse things. There's a lot of worse things that could happen to him. Okay, this one's bad. I'd say Agony. Even though he says he's not in pain, he says it just feels numb. That like Henry the Tick guy is like just like really gross to me. The fact that he's covered in like all these ticks. I mean, it's partially his fault because he said he found a tick and felt bad for it and like let it feed from him, but it's like just disturbing. And then he can also like tickle the tick on him and it's like covers his eye up. It's just gross. I'd say like that and that are like the two grossest enemies or two grossest characters. Yeah, so it's pretty bad just because like while he's like fine and he's like he can still talk and he's like he's not healthy. He's what's the word? I mean, he's alive, but it's like not ideal, obviously, and it's really gross. So I'd put him in Agony because of that. All right, next is probably one of my favorite characters is Jean. I think it's pronounced. I don't really know how you pronounce it. This was another one though, where when I was first playing the game and there were all these characters with side quests, it was like Jean had a side quest to go get laundry, and like Lyle had a side quest with like the photo paper, and what's her name? Rafta had a side quest, and like I remember taking notes and writing down all these characters, and like it was just so cool to like learn about all these characters for the first time. Jean is pretty bad. Okay, I guess it depends. If you like kill the other Hydra heads, she's better off. But like the fact that she can like says she can't control them, they're killing people, and she can taste them eating other people. Like that's pretty bad. I'm gonna say like I'd say that pretty honestly because like it's pretty awful for like you to just be yourself and then a bunch of other bodies start growing on you and start killing people and you can't do anything to stop them. And the fact that she's like she tells Sam it's like just kill my body, even if it kills me it's worth it. Like that's pretty bad. I would say Agony because of that, because it's like horrible emotional pain probably to like know you're killing people like indirectly. Also, that's like probably one of my favorite images of Dean. It's just really cool looking. Here's Joel. I still find it really funny that I killed Joel in my first playthrough. Like, I didn't try to save him at all. I like was just like, oh, this guy's like, I gotta fight this guy now. And it's like, no wonder Sam freaked out in the mirror. It's because I didn't know he was 7. I thought he was like 14 or 15. I thought he was a teenager when I saw him too. And I was like, why is this like 15-year-old care so much about brushing his teeth? And it's because he's 7. So I can't believe it's still really funny to me that I killed him. I shouldn't say funny. It's just funny to me the fact that I barely tried to save him. My first playthrough, I was just like, I remember reading through the wiki and being like, oh, I could have befriended Joel. I could have befriended like the rat baby. I could have befriended this guy, the grinning beast. I could have befriended. I did find out how to befriend Philippe myself, which is nice. But like, and I got Lyle, but like, literally every other character I could have befriended, I missed the chance. Anyways, though, Joel, I'm gonna say pretty unchanged, because he doesn't really, like a lot of kids, he doesn't really realize, like, the gravity of the situation. Like, he kind of just thinks it's like, oh, we can't go outside. But, honestly, if you get, like, cursed and that's, like, what you become, there's, like, way worse things you can become. Because he still has his mind, he can fight, okay, that's really it. He has his mind, and he's not the worst mutated ever. But yeah, could be way worse. I don't know who this is. Is this Juicebox? He apparently shows up if you have Zarya and Monty, but like I've never gotten them, so I don't really know anything about. I don't know what he even does, but like I'm gonna say pretty unchanged. To be honest, I don't know anything about this guy. He has like pipes for fingers. I don't know. This is Kaylee. Kaylee, despite the design, she's like pretty normal. She's just like running like a maze thing, so I'm gonna say pretty unchanged because of that. Because she like seems pretty sentient or pretty sapient still, and she's not aggressive at all. So I'd say unchanged. Kevin, he's one of the rafter worms or nester worms. I'm gonna say way better off because when they say worms, I don't know. It's like the worms are like cursed, but it's not like they're cursed from something. It's the same thing as the mold, where they kind of just showed up as part of it. So like they didn't really exist before the visitor showed up. So I'm gonna say way better off because of that. I really like Kevin though. I like the way you can negotiate with him. It's funny. Here's laughing mold. So speaking of mold, it's the same thing as this, where like they wouldn't have like existed before. I like that though, where it's like first off you can like purposely get yourself stuck, and then like this guy shows up with like really unfunny jokes, and then when you keep laughing at them, he calls you out for laughing at every single one. But yeah, same thing where like you wouldn't have existed before. Okay, Lee. I'm pretty sure. Actually, let me see. Lay pronunciation. Okay, it is Lee. Yeah, I was calling her Lay the whole time in my head. But she has the cursed lottery because, first off, she can turn into, like, a monster at will. And she is, like, she kind of, like, doesn't have herself. She kind of, like, attacks you on the first turn, which means she might not entirely be herself. But, like, the only reason she attacked you is because she's, like, evil and, like, aggressive. So it's, like, pretty good, honestly, that any time she can switch to and from a different form. Like, she's, like, I think the only character in the entire game who can switch, like, back and forth between, like, a cursed and a non-cursed form. And because of that, that's, like, pretty good. Like, most of the cursed, I think every other cursed character is, besides, like, Pierre, maybe, but, like, that's just his tail, so it doesn't really count. But yeah, everyone else is, like, stuck looking like that, where, meanwhile, she can, like, switch back and forth. And also, just, she's probably my favorite. She's not my favorite character. I think Roaches is my favorite character, but she's probably my favorite party member because she's really powerful. And I like how you can have, like, a boss fight alongside you. It's pretty neat. Also, she's, like, really overpowered if you give her the right stuff. My, like, team and the file I had was, like, pretty unstoppable. But apparently she's really hard to get in cursed mode, so I don't know if it'd work out. Okay, this I just picked. This is Libra. I just picked them to represent the Meat World enemies. I think all the Meat World enemies are kind of boring, honestly. For some reason, like, the Meat World enemies, like, aren't, like, creepy at all to me. Like, usually, like, the enemies are, like, slightly creepy. Like, I find, like, the sewer enemies creepy. I find, like, the, like, fish slightly creepy. I don't know, it's not really... I don't know, okay, I guess most... so the ice enemies aren't very creepy, but, like, I don't know, none of the Meat World enemies feel very creepy. It's just a bunch of, like, meat enemies, like worms and men and eyes and organs. Like, they're not really... I don't really like them. They're kind of boring. I would say Oh Noah. Like, they don't look very happy in this form, so I'm just gonna say every Meat World enemy's in that tier. This is the Limb Thief, so this is, like, what happens to Zarya and Monty if, like, you get a hostile encounter from them. I don't really know what this guy's deal is, to be honest. I mean, I think the Limb Thief is pretty happy in that form. So I'm just gonna say pretty unchanged, because I really don't know a ton about them. There are some characters too, like Monty and Papineau, who, like, both look really weird. Like, Papineau's, like, completely blue, and I don't think they say why, but he's not cursed, he just looks like he's just blue for some reason. I don't think they say why. Actually, it's the same thing as, like, Jean. Like, she was blue. She's, like, blue at the... I guess, when you first meet her, actually, she's already cursed. Like, she already has multiple faces, so, like, I guess that's why she looked weird, but... Here's Lewis. Lewis, he would be way better off, except he attacks you and then splits into multiple parts that all attack you. So because of that, he's pretty happy to be Firebird Dragon. That's the thing. But I would say... I'd say Big Al, honestly, because the fact that like he dies and splits into multiple parts, and then those parts die and split into more parts, like that's pretty bad for him. That's not good. That part I really like, though. I really like all the designs. I think they're cool. And I like too that he like went out in the suit. He's like, if I did fuse with it, it wouldn't be the worst thing. But yeah, that part I like a lot. Here's Lyle. I like Lyle a lot, even though he's a stalker, but I just like him. I really like his Dungeons and Dragons thing. I like his attacks. I like his like photo theme stuff. I don't know where I'd put him though. He's like, I would say, well, he has like magic. Like he can take photos and like take people's souls with them, which like isn't good, but like for him that's useful, right? Because he's like a stalker. I don't know. I would put him in way better off. Also, like, for some reason he's, like, massive. I don't know why he's so huge. Like, he's pretty small as a sprite, but, like, his character design when he takes his cloak off is, like, massive for some reason. So, that would be kind of unwieldy, but, like, it doesn't seem to mess with him too much in the game. I'd put him in way better off. Here's all the soldiers in general. I would say, oh, Noah, because they're stuck in a war, so, like, that's obviously not ideal, where they talk about, like, being stuck there for, like, years and not even knowing that they're fighting anymore. I put them there. This is Marvin, I think his name is. He is he's, like, the boss of the plant apartment. I'm gonna say way better off, because he's, like, pretty happy in his form. Like, he says, like, I think something very good's gonna happen, and then he, like, fights you, and I think... I don't really remember, but I think the mechanic is he can eat a party member temporarily, and apparently if you're the only one there, he eats you whole and no one can save you, so you just die. But he's pretty happy, I think, in that form. Like, he's excited, so I'll leave him there. I think this guy's name is, like, Michael or something. He's one of the guys that you find in that basement camp. Obviously, I'd say oh Noah, because he can't talk anymore and he's not really himself. But you know, he's with his friends still and he's like not in pain, I don't think, so I'll put him there. Something I saw too is someone said, like, I think Musette or whatever her name is says Michael went left to go back and get his dog, and when they found him he looked like this, and I read something that said, like, how do they know it was Michael? It could have just been the dog turned into this and they all think it's him. Because I think all the thing does is, like, licks your hand if you go near it, so you could accept that. I don't know how you pronounce this, it's like Villadois or something. Same thing as the other. This guy is not even a boss, I don't know why I put him on here. This guy has, like, 400 health, that is not a boss. The same thing as the others, though. That's Scout? I don't know, Minesweeper, I think his name is? It's just the same as, like, the other, I think, passenger guys where he's stuck in the war. I'd say actually pretty unchanged. He's, I think, better than Memorial, or the same as Memorial, because he at least, like, has, like, a hobby. You know, he's collecting mines. It gives him something to do. There's Musette. She's also pretty unchanged. If you, like, became accursed and the only thing that happens is you grow claws and wings, that is, like... It's not way better off. That is, like, the least... That's, like, the most tame mutation I think you could get. Like, I think the only thing she says is, like, her back pain's slightly worse, which, like, obviously isn't ideal, but, like, considering all the other things that could happen to you, that's not that bad. Here's Mutt. I'd say Mutt's way better off, because he... I mean, being huge like that probably isn't ideal, but, like, you could do a lot with that. And he, like, runs the store with it, like, he picks up multiple items with it. It probably made him a lot stronger, too, when he became cursed. Yeah, it's, like, not really the worst thing to turn into. I don't know this guy's name. I think I just had him, too. I picked him because it looks like Sednum. It looks like the Rain Son figure. But I think also he just was to represent all the guys at Mutt's fishing ships. Those guys are the same as the basement guys, where they're really not that unchanged. They're pretty much themselves still, and they, like, some of them are not ideal, like, obviously, like, there's one guy who says, like, he has a ton of blurry eyes, and it's, like, not the best, and makes him sick, and there's, like, someone who, like, there's like the guitar player who can't like play as well anymore, but like, yeah, again, considering everything else you could turn into, it's not that bad. There's Jasper. Um, Jasper is, where would I put Jasper? So Jasper also can turn into like one of the huge things. I think Crimson Maw or something is the name. I picked this one though. Yeah, Jasper's already mutated actually, which I think is cool actually, because I think it was the descriptions Sybil gave were enough for him to mutate, which is kind of weird. But I would say pretty unchanged, because he's like pretty sapient still. He's like still himself. So I'd just leave him there. These are the onlookers. I'd say Oh Noah. It's like the same as the other enemies where they're just like kind of lost themselves and are attacking you. I don't know this guy's name, but this was to represent the sewer kids. Like the other kids in the game, they're kind of unchanged. Like, they obviously don't look as good, but, you know, probably a good idea for the kids in the game to not be, okay, except for the one kid. But, yeah, it's, like, kind of weird, because it's, like, all the kids in the game are pretty well off. They're not very mutated, they still have their minds. But then there's, like, the baby, who is, like, worse than all of them. So, like, I don't know why that is, but, yeah, I guess, it's good that the kids aren't too bad off. Are you able to... I think you can't even kill the kids, actually. I don't think you're allowed to fight them. But you can't fight the baby, so, you know. Weird where the line's drawn. This is the Olm. I think the Olm's one of the worst bosses. It's just, like, nothing. There's a voice saying, like... I'm gonna say... I'll say, like... Big Ow, just because it's one of the bosses where... I think putting the boiler beast here is not really necessary. I'm going to actually move it here. The Olm, I think, when you first meet it, it says, like, please, stay away or something. Like, they, like, still have their mind or something. I think they're made up of a bunch of corpses. I don't really know what the Olm's deal is, but... yeah, obviously not ideal if they still have some sapience and they don't like what they are, so... Antoine. Antoine's kind of weird, because, like, I'm gonna say way better off, because, like, he's, like, this anime-obsessed guy, and he became this, like, bug with, like, a scarf and, like, a bunch of eyes. Like, he'd probably be happy with that. I don't really know what Antoine's deal is. Like, he's kind of forgettable and really easy to fight, but I think in cursed mode, the fight's way harder, because you actually, like, have to fight them to go into the sewers. So, that's kind of interesting. But I feel like they'd be way better off. Panopticon. I would say... Panopticon's a weird fight. Yeah, it's like... I don't know, there's a lot of guys that are, like, kind of bosses. Like, this guy has, like, a unique mechanic, but it, like, doesn't have a boss theme or anything. It's kind of weird, yeah, which characters are counted as bosses and which aren't. I'd say Oh Noah, because, like, obviously if you're a dude and you turn into this, it's not ideal, but... The Panopticon's kind of like the crawling hand, where I read something where someone said, like, the fact that the, like, Panopticon tells you to stay away is, like, someone still being sentient saying, like, if you look at these cameras like I did, you're gonna get hurt. I don't know if it's like that, but it's kind of interesting to think. Philippe. So Philippe is kind of like... I'm gonna do the bit for this. So Philippe is kind of like the other characters, where it's just, like, he was a normal moth that became infected with the fungus, but then you were able to save him by, like, replanting him in your apartment. So, yeah, because you're able to save him like that, I'd say he's way better off, though, because he was just, like, a normal moth that looked outside and then became cursed like that. So, yeah, it was a good thing you were able to save him from, like, the Spore Mother and get his mind back. I think that was really fortunate. What's his name? Pierre? I was talking about him before. I would say pretty unchanged, because, you know, like, he's, like, massive. I'll put a picture up. He, like, became this massive clown entity, and while that's not ideal, like, he still, for one, can control this tiny, cute form, which, like, he seems okay with. I think he says it's more comfortable to be stretched out. And he also says that's, like, as big as he can stretch given how big the room is, which implies he's, like, even bigger. But the fact that he can, like... I don't know, he's still, like, he's very sapient. Even when you start attacking him, he's, like, still sapient and, like, only attacks you as like part of a way to like try to get like he like tries to do it to help you. He's saying like if you fight me, maybe it'll make you feel better about your fear of clowns. So he's like a very nice guy. I wouldn't say he's better off. I'd say he's unchanged. Here's one of the pipe men. I find the pipe men really creepy for some reason. I don't know what it is about them. I'd say Big Al, just because there's one name like Pipe Man Agony or something, or like something like that. Well, I guess I should put them in Agony then. But if I like had to be like become one of the like generic enemies, Pipe Man would be the lowest, because I don't want to be like stuck in water with like metal pipes stuck in me. Obviously, like I'd rather be like, if I had to become one of the enemy types. No, actually, none of these are maybe. Yeah, actually, none of these are very good. I'm realizing. There's not a single good one. Maybe like a passenger. I don't know. But like, I kind of like having hands though. So, anyways, Placid or Placid, however you say his name, he's pretty unchanged. I like the idea a lot where he's like the reason you have like when I was playing the game, it was like, how does this place still have like running water and still have like electricity? And it's because of him that you still have hot showers and stuff, and he just does it because he's nice. I really like that a lot. It's the same thing as Musette, where he's like, obviously it's not ideal to be stuck like this, but like he's making it work. Here's Pom Pom. I think I just picked Pom Pom to represent the ice enemies. Same thing, where it's like, we don't really know anything about this guy. There's really nothing to say. It's just like I don't even know how many of the like ice enemies are even like. I think the ice enemies have like the most like least interesting designs, because like most of them you can't even tell what they're supposed to be. It's just like a bunch of like clothes. I don't know. Here's Rat Baby. I think Rat Baby is implied to be like an actual baby and not a rat. It's like a baby who turned into a rat. So because of that, I don't know. Because okay, well, first off, like, yeah, I killed the Rat Baby the first time I played the game, which is kind of funny. But, like, I don't know if I even would have... Like, when I saw it, I was like, this is gross, I want to get rid of this thing. Like, I didn't think it was cute at all. I didn't know you could take care of it, though. If I knew you could take care of it, I would have thought it was cute. And it is cute. I like how everyone has interactions. But, I would say... I mean, it's a baby, so it's pretty unchanged, I guess. It, like, you feed it, it learns to talk. It actually grows way faster than a normal baby, so that's actually ideal because of that. Yeah, I'd say it's there. These are the two rat guys. There's Rat Beast and Rat Champion. I would say they're way better off, because if you're a normal rat and then you like become this cool knight or this cool chimera rat, like that's pretty cool, right? It's kind of ironic, actually, that like the place called Rat Hell has way less awful rat designs than like the normal hallways. Because like all the like ones in Rat Hell are really cool looking, but like the other rats are like Rat Freak, Rat Hole, Rat King, and they're like all way worse looking. I guess I don't know why I put Rat Freak on here. Maybe Rat Freak was to like represent rat enemies as a whole. I would do the same thing where I say way better off, because if you like talk to them with the Iron Crown, they're like, or the Rusty Crown, whatever it's called, they're like sentient. So like that's obviously ideal. It's like better off if you're like a rat and now suddenly you can talk and stuff like that. Rat Hole, I would say Agony, honestly, because like he has that whole like blocked censored section where he's talking about like how the Rat King attacked him, and then like a bunch of stuff happened involving like centipedes and like his crotch and genitals and like a bunch of like gross stuff that's blacked out. So honestly, like probably not very ideal to be that guy. So I would put him in Agony because of that. Well, he seems okay now, I guess, but like to become the form he's in now is pretty bad, it sounds like. The Rat King, apparently the Rat King is Frederick's friend. I don't know, I think that was confirmed by the creator. The Rat King's one of the coolest designs, I think. It also is kind of not upsetting. It's kind of shame that, like, when you kill it, like, the first floor has, like, nothing going on. Because I kind of liked it. It was a, like, really unique thing. They had to avoid the Rat King. And then, like, if you kill him, you know, I mean, it makes sense, but... So, unlike the others, though, he's not a rat that became he's like actually a human that became a rat. I would say Big Ow, actually, because when Sam gets turned into the Rat King, he like says like he's gonna be stuck in that hallway and can't leave. Like, that's obviously not ideal. I would say Big Ow, because obviously it's like, who wants to be that? I don't know this guy's name, but this is the guitar player that's in that basement camp. I would say pretty unchanged, because even though like he can't play as well because he doesn't have fingers, like you could turn into way worse stuff. I think this guy's name is Sapper. I just put him with the others. Same thing, where he's like a soldier guy, but you can talk to him, so he still has his mind. I don't think these guys are cursed. It's the same thing as Wilhelmina, where it's mummies you find there, and it's kind of ambiguous whether or not they're related to the curse or the visitor or not. I'm gonna say no. Sewer Beast. This is the bus driver who was driving the bus with Thomas and the special needs kids. I'd say, oh no, it's the same thing as the other bosses, where it's like completely lost itself and is attacking people. Shadow. I don't know if Shadow counts as a curse, but it's listed as a curse on the wiki. Also, I don't know how I've done Shadow wrong every time. Like, every video I've watched of someone playing the game, they have Shadow in their apartment, and I've never gotten the Shadow. I guess I don't give it good enough food or something. But, like, everyone else has gotten the Shadow to go to their apartment except me. Like, I don't know how I haven't gotten it. I'd say I don't know, it's kind of weird. I'd say way better off, because, like, they're, like, I don't know, they're very powerful. I know they're the final boss, but I actually know nothing about their boss fight in the mask ending, because I haven't done it, but I mean, they're powerful. They're like normal Sam, got a bunch of powers, so like, spoiler alert, I think they're Sam, but you know, it's like, I don't really know enough about this character, to be honest. I'll just say way better off. Who is this? Oh, that's Shadow Fred. Where did I put Scared Fred? I think it's the same thing as that, where they're like not happy with themselves. Spore Mother also kind of creeps me out for some reason. I don't know what it is. It's the same thing as like the like Laughing Mold, where like they didn't exist before the visitor. And I don't even know if like this thing's alive. Like, it has a face, but like it doesn't talk. I do like that part though, where it like shows like the jump scare, not the jump scare, the like image where it's eating you. It's creepy though. I don't remember if I fell for it when I played. I think the first time I did it, I got there with Philippe, and then he joined her side, and then I died, and then the second time I tried leaving, and then I killed Philippe that way, and then the third time I played the game, I think I fought them both, but by that time my like team was way better. But yeah, I like the Spore lair a lot. It's one of my favorite parts of the game. And it's the same thing where like the spores didn't really exist before then. For these guys though, the enemies, they're like normal people, so I would say oh Noah, because like obviously not ideal to be turned into like a fungus zombie. Stargazer is, I think, one of the best designs in the game. I just love the like telescope thing. As far as like Edwin's concerned, like Edwin became crazy, of course, when he became cursed, but like I think he's way happier in that form, because I don't know, see, that's like the issue where like some of them I'm doing it based on how happy they are, so like I think this guy was happy in this form, but Edwin's more interesting than Elevator Thing, so I really like that part though, where it's like you see the like thing following you invisibly, and then you like turn the light off, and then Edwin attacks you immediately, and it's this really cool boss with a cool theme. And I really like too how it leads to the parallel apartment. That like entire segment was one of my favorite parts of the game. I thought it was so cool. But yeah, I think Edwin was like seeing people, and for some reason was... Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, to get into the parallel empty apartment, you have to turn the lights off. So I think it was Edwin was stuck in the lights off area, so he would like kill people and then like, I don't know, force them to be in that place with him. I don't really know, but it's a really cool design. That's also a boss where like having the new music adds so much to it, because like if every boss had like the old Runaway theme, it like doesn't really work as well. Like that was a new theme. I think Rat King got a new theme. I think like a ton of characters got custom themes in like a later update. Steve, I don't know. This guy's like pretty unchanged. Just like a weird like earwig thing that likes bandages. Not much about him. Stuart, same thing. It's just like a guy. He's like probably one of the most normal people. It's just like, you know, like a little goblin thing and trades you parts. Summer is pretty well off. She it kind of made her like depression worse, I think. But like, yeah, I wouldn't say she's better off. I'd say she's pretty unchanged. Because again, so many things that you could be way worse as. And she admits at the end, she says, like, I want to be alone longer, but I appreciate you coming to see me. So that's, like, I kind of like that. Like, the underwater apartment's the only apartment that has, like, a theme to it, where it's, like, she's stuck in her, like, own world, and, like, the underwater thing, it relates to her, like, how she's, like, she has her own issue with, like, depression and wanting to be, I don't know, she said, like, she'd have trouble breathing, and it felt like she was underwater or something, because she'd, like, get anxious. That's, like, the only part in the game that has, like, a theme, and it feels like it has, like, a greater purpose. And I kind of like that it's the only one, because if, like, they made every apartment have, like, some deep meaning, I think it would honestly take away from the horror of it. It's, like, the only area that's, like, pretty, I guess I would say. Like, when you go to the plant apartment, it's, like, not pretty. When you go to the ice apartment, it's not pretty. When you go to the rat apartment, or the tooth apartment, or the dark apartment, or the hand apartment, or the sewer, or the mold, or the garage, like none of those are pretty, but like the underwater one actually feels kind of nice. Anyways, SWAT truck, I don't really know what this thing's deal is. There's like people in it, so I'd say oh no, because like for the people inside, there's like one poor guy who's like being like, I was stuck in this truck and then like it suddenly became alive, blah blah blah, so that's not ideal. Sybil, honestly, like, I'd say agony, because Sybil's body got, like, decimated and spread across the entire apartment, and also became, like, an alternate world. Like, whatever happened to her was, like, crazy. So I'm gonna say agony because of that, because, like, also, I guess, like, the knowledge that, one, she has the knowledge that, like, can destroy the world, and, like, had to purposely forget it, because it would destroy everything. And two, the knowledge that she's the one who caused, like, everything. Those are, like, both also pretty bad for her. I like that boss a lot, though. I have to, like, fight all the organs ahead of time. I don't have any of the organs, but if I did, maybe it'd probably own it. Suture wire or taxidermy. I don't know what this thing is. Like, I don't know if it was a person or not. I'm gonna say... I honestly don't know. I'm gonna say pretty unchanged. I don't know where to put this guy, because I don't think it's even, like, alive. I think it's, like... all the taxidermy ones are just, like, taxidermy brought to life, or, like, equipment, like, metal brought to life, so because of that, I'm just gonna put them there. I think her name's Rosemary. This is the Tooth Mom. I don't like that she has teeth there, because that's where the baby bit her, I guess, is on her, like, which is feeding her, so I don't really like that, but, I'd say Big Al. It's the same as the other ones. Because at least Benjamin's, like, himself, but they're both, like, lost it. Tire Pete. Tire Pete's gotta be one of the worst enemies. I'm gonna say, oh no. Honestly, I don't even know what this thing's supposed to be. Is it, like, a centipede that, like, became cursed? Or is it a person that became cursed? I don't know. Toxic Fred's one of my favorites. Just, like, the amount of dialogue he has for if you, like, purposely don't put the hat on, or, like, try to sell the hat. Really, there's like something where you can say like, look at me, this is what I'm gonna do to you, and then he splits in half and says, were you looking? And you can say you weren't looking and make him mad. I'm gonna say way better off, because Toxic Fred is probably one of the more powerful ones. The fact that he can like mind control and like split his body up and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Trench Digger, this is Mr. Henderson. He's honestly not that worse off. Like, he keeps asking you for money, which is, like, pretty warranted because you're super behind on rent. But he's, like, not that, like, far gone, to be honest. Like, I'm gonna say pretty unchanged. Like, I mean, he starts fighting you at the end. But he's just telling you that he wants you to leave because you haven't been paying the rent, which is like kind of warranted. Like, get a job, Sam, you know? I'm gonna put him in pretty unchanged. Also, I just feel bad for him because he's like this poor war veteran in a wheelchair that gets attacked, and then his entire apartment like gets overrun with a bunch of like guys fighting in a war. So this is Tumor Fred. Tumor Fred's in agony. Like, he's like, I think, one of the only characters who asks you to kill him. Yeah, he is not. I think his painting's called Agony too. I don't even remember. Typewriter. They're pretty unchanged because they're writing a story about like the hunter, but like they think like the person you're fighting. When they're fighting you, they think you're like a monster, but like that's the only character really like that. And like they're still writing the story, and it's like a pretty neat fight. They're like still themselves, I guess. So, maybe I don't know because like they're not like seeing things right. I guess they're like attacking you because you're like a monster. But like you did go in their apartment, I guess. So. Vincent, same thing as the other guy. I didn't fight Vincent at all, I think, in my first playthrough. I just never talked to him a single time. But yeah, same as the onlookers. Do I have the wounded neighbor? Yeah, there's the I'll put the wounded neighbor there too. I remember the first time I played the game, and like I had slept badly because I kept visibly seeing the like gif of the guy walking towards the screen with the eye coming out, and it kept scaring me. And then there's one time where I was about to fall asleep, and then I audibly heard the like horror sting sound effect that plays, and it like scared me so much. It was like it played somewhere in the room. It was just my mind, obviously, messing with me, but it like really scared me. This is William, I think. He's like one of the door encounters. I mean, I'd say Big Al, because you know, it's like pretty bad when it's like a character who got like taken over by something else, and that's what he kind of looks like, where it's like a separate head controlling him. Nestor, I would also say Nestor's Big Al. While he seems pretty happy once he is taken over by worms, like his leg says like, "I'm so happy I was taken over by worms. I don't know how else to express this." And his head also is pretty happy, and Kevin's pretty happy about worms. But like obviously, he was a pretty normal dude before, and then when he broke into parts, he like lost himself. So I'd say Big Al because of that. There's Wrigley Fred. I like Wrigley Fred a lot. I would say same thing as the others. Yeah, he's like way better off because like he didn't exist before. I would be tempted to get Wrigley Fred to keep him as the last one living, just because like he I like the what is it? I like the idea of him moving in with you. I don't really know how it works though. Like, I thought you had to kill every Fred to get the key to get Faceless Fred, but I think it's actually you just have to kill all the Toxic Fred parts to get the key. And also, if you have the Toxic Head hat on, he actually like gives you a lot of tips. He tells you where all the other Freds are, and he also tells you that like Faceless Fred is the real one, and that the Face Taker took it. Like it's pretty helpful actually once you like do what he wants. Okay, yeah, these were the guys I added because I forgot about them. So, Charon, or Karen, however you say, he I think says Cursed Lottery, and same thing as the 100 Gods or whatever they're called. It's not ideal, but like I think people say like he literally says like people say I won the Cursed Lottery or like won the lottery, and in the ending they say the 100 Gods are people who won the Cursed Lottery by becoming huge and getting tons of power. The sad thing about Charon or Karen is in this ending he definitely would have been one of the first to go because he's too nice, and they say all the other 100 Gods are like evil, and I think they say like utterly inhuman in body and soul. So yeah, unfortunately he probably wouldn't make it, but he's a nice guy, and he's also huge. Like he says he grows 10 meters every hour, which is like not ideal. And you can also see him on the roof, which is pretty cool when you're at the end of the game. But yeah, I would still say he has that just because like the fact he's so huge is something pretty helpful. I'm gonna end with the pizza one because it's funny. Rafta, I'm gonna say I don't know. I remember just like, I'll put her here because like the idea of being stuck in a pipe like that, slowly inching forward, it's kind of creepy. Like I remember when I read that, I was like, ooh, that's I don't like the visual idea of that. I guess she's okay with it. Like she was a worm the whole time. I guess the part I don't really get, but oh well. And then I think this guy's named Mad Pizza or something. Let's say I don't know. Let's say Way Better Off because pizza wouldn't be sentient otherwise. And there's my tier list of the Cursed Lottery. Oh, there's only 2 in Fate Worse Than Death, I guess. Huh? Yeah. So mostly Oh Noah or Pretty Unchanged. It's mostly people where either it's like a mild inconvenience, or people that are happy with their form, or it's people who like are just kind of crazy and attacking people. And then a few that are really bad, and a few that are really good. I am interested in looking quickly. Has anyone else made a Look Outside tier list? That's what I'm wondering. I'm guessing no. Oh! Party members, I'll do this one maybe. Oh, I can do endings? I can do ships? Okay, I'm gonna do some of these. There's a lot of ships. How many ships are there? Wait, I'll do both of them. Also the soundtrack? I could do this out. Do you know how many times I've listened to the soundtrack of Look Outside? I'm gonna do this one. I've listened to it so many times. The Window. Amazing. Great. I mean, you hear it a lot. Awake. I don't even know what that song is. Ambient. Safe Place. Masterpiece. You hear it so much. Wizard's Journey. I don't really care what the game ones. Not Quite Right is pretty good. Tension's good. Fight is phenomenal. I love that song. Maybe I'll edit. It'd be so much work. I kind of want to edit it to place each one for like a split second as I'm going through them. Broken Window's amazing. Shimmering's amazing. Smile is, I mean, I used it in my game. It's, I think it's good. It's creepy. Welcome to Eugene's, I like. It's a good. I kept getting it stuck in my head, though. New Management's like the same. It's just a spooky version. I've never heard. Eugene's Home's so quiet. Game ones I don't really care about. White Mask, I don't even know what that sounds like. Shadows, I don't know what that sounds like. Heartbeat is like one of those like slow ones. Spooky Encounter is too spooky. I don't like it. Beautiful But Wrong is phenomenal. Vacant's phenomenal. Dusk Song is ambient. Runaway is... I was literally... There's a ton of times where I do the Runaway thing. I go like... like just in my head. So I'm going to say amazing. Rusty Crown is phenomenal. Whisker Twitch. That one's ambient. But Verminator is phenomenal. Dissociation, that one's good. I always forget about that song, but that one's better. Wizard's Journey, I don't really care about the game ones. Terminus is pretty good. Did they make all these images themselves? Fish and Chips is great. That was like the part where I reach in. It's like, this is a good sound here. Noise Zone? Oh, I've never heard that. I've never heard those guys. Paying Rent. Paying Rent's good. Rent is Late is great. Eviction is phenomenal. Actually, Eviction's a masterpiece. Also, I don't know if I like Safe Place that much. I'd probably want to put one in the higher. Shell Shock I like. I think it's great. Rogue Taxidermy I don't really care about. Formaldehyde though is phenomenal. I don't really care what the game ones. Anxiety Releases. It's a good. Simmer, I love Simmer. Inferno's in. Around the Campfire is okay, it's kind of ambient. Mycelium Dominion's a masterpiece. Dawning is kind of creepy, I don't really like it. It's kind of upsetting. Something about it. Let's say ambient. Ride to Hell I don't really like, just because I don't really like Hell Car. Interlude is fine. It's that guy. Worm Dance is a masterpiece. I don't really care about the games. New World, it's good. Exposure is amazing. Ritual I really like too. I'd say great. The Gaze is phenomenal. What does that say? Cinnamon Sky. It's okay. Eye of the Storm is kind of the same thing. Great. I love that song though. Vertigo I really like. I used it in my game. And Safe at Last I really like. Okay. Maybe I will edit it to plays each one for a split second. Or let's do another one. These are all the shit. Wait, which one looks better? I don't care about ships in like anything. I'm gonna do this one. Okay, this is just letters actually. So, Sam and Lyle. I think like Lyle's a stalker though, so that's kind of bad. Like it's kind of not a good idea because of that. But I like Lyle. I'm gonna say A because that's one of the only ones that has like credit behind it. Sam and Spine. Spine is like, I'd say B. Spine kind of learns boundaries if you keep talking to her. Sam and Shadow, C. They're like the same person, so it's kind of incestuous. I don't know where Morton's coming from. I don't know anything about him. I like Lee. Lee's my favorite character, so I'm gonna say S because I'll say. I don't think they have any chemistry. Like Lee, like wants to like fight Sam all the time. I'm gonna say C. Helen. I don't know anything about Helen. I don't know anything about Dan. I don't know. I don't think Papa knows. Like he like calls Sam his deputy, but that's like really all their relationship is, I think. Sam and Audrey. I'm not doing. I don't ship anything. Let me just see quickly. I don't know anything about Juice Box. I don't ship him with Ernest. I don't ship him with Sybil. I don't ship him with Jean. I don't ship him with Philippe, or Rafta, or Nestor, or Eugene, or Nestor Eugene. I don't even know who that is. Not Vincent, or Harriet, or the like, that's like a throuple with the Teeth family, the Visitor, Dan and Audrey, I don't know where that's coming from. Lee and Helen, yeah, I don't ship any of these. Zarya's like a teenager, shouldn't be shipping her with like an adult. Lee and Dan, Zarya and Monty. Oh, that's like them as a throuple with Juice Box, I guess. Audrey and Lee. I don't think these guys interact a single time. I don't know where these ships are coming from. Like Rafta and Spine, when do these guys interact? When does Stargazer and Rafta interact? I don't think Thomas and Eugene ever interact. Sybil and what's his name? Jasper, they actually do interact. Wounded Neighbor and Vincent, that's a good one. Toxic Fred and what's his name? Yeah. I'll do this isn't even all the endings. This is like only the old ones. If I were to do it, can't even tell which one's which. Is this the good one? I think it's that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. I don't know. It's kind of annoying that you beat Xenomon and still die, so I never liked it because of that. I'll do this one quickly, why not? Because I have a list actually on my phone actually ranking what I think of these guys already. I like Sam a lot. I like protagonists in games where you can make them as evil as you want or make them as nice as you want, so I like him because of that. I'll say D for don't know. I don't really know about Dan. I don't really know about Zarya and Monty. Sophie's okay. Like, I find her okay. I've used her a bit. I don't know anything about Juice Box. I don't know anything about Spider, even though they seem really cool. And, I don't know, I guess Shadow counts as a roommate. I like Shadow. I kind of like how they look like No-Face. I love Philippe, though. I don't really know anything about Helen. I like Lyle a lot. I like Lee a lot. I like... Rat Kid's cute, but I don't really like using him. Papano's kind of forgettable. I like Morton a lot. Ernest is C. I like Ernest as a concept. I like Wrigley Fred. I don't really care about Zarya. I don't know why they put Zarya here twice. I love Roaches. I like Joel. I like Spine. I like Spine. I say as I put them in the low tier. I like A for Aster. A for Audrey. There we go. Alright, I'm done. I could have done this one. Could have done boss tier list. Let me do this one. This is the last one I'll do. Ranking bosses. I'll do my tiers. We got Glorious, Iconic, Descent, Mid, mid, and lefty. No, oh no, it's here. Okay. Shadow? Okay, I haven't fought Shadow. I don't know who this is. Okay. Let's say IDK instead. Argo sucks. APC is Descent. I don't know about that one. I don't even know who that is. Wilhelmina's kind of boring. Don't know. Iconic. Descent. Don't know. I don't even count that as a boss. I've never fought that guy. I don't even know how you find that guy. Olm sucks. I don't even know who this guy is. I think that guy's on floor 4. I haven't done it. That guy sucks. That guy sucks. That is not a boss. That guy is Descent. That guy sucks. That guy sucks. That guy... That one's cool. It's like really not that interesting. That guy sucks. I haven't fought him actually. I don't... What bosses do I like actually? Do I count this as a boss even? I'll say Descent. I do like that guy as a boss. I'll say that. I wouldn't count Fangapede as a boss. Pom Pom sucks. Laughing Mold I like, but it's not really a boss. I like that guy. I like Garbage Worm. I haven't fought the Visitor. I like Lee. I like that guy a lot. He's one of my favorites. Hellcar is okay. I haven't fought this guy. I don't know who that is. This is all the rats. All the rats kind of blend together. This is Baby Teeth again. I'll just put them together. That fight is more interesting, actually, so I'll do it like that. Cinnamon. I wouldn't count Cinnamon even as a fight. That one's not interesting. That one's not interesting. Obsession is not interesting. Antoine's not interesting. Panopticon. I like the design, but it's not interesting. I like Pierre. I'll say iconic. There. Just one of those rats. They all blend together. What bosses do I like, actually? I like this guy. He's a good boss. He's one of my favorites. I haven't fought the spider. That guy's forgettable. That guy's forgettable. That guy's forgettable. That guy's forgettable. That one's one of my favorites. Kamados is really good. That one's my favorite. That one I really like. That one I really like. Okay, I like these guys. I like Typewriter a lot. I like Lethargy. I don't know who this is. I haven't fought Honko. I don't know who that is. Oh, that's one of the Nestor parts. Xenomono is really disappointed by. It's really easy. I wouldn't count. I don't know if that guy counts. I guess he does because it's cursed. Okay, there's my list.